Howdy peeps, your friendly neighborhood Monomojos here, speaking to you from the veranda. Lovely day. It's already warm here in northeastern Oklahoma. Excuse me. But you hear the birds. It's just lovely. Today I want to speak to you mainly about love. Recently, a very dear friend sent me this book. I'd never read it before. I should have. It was always on my to-do list, but I never read it before. Anyway, I devoured it. And this man, Khalil Gibran, seems to have been a very profound thinker. I believe he was a Christian. If not, he at least knew much about. I think he understood the meaning of love. And as you all know, I want us to love one another. And because love is what it's all about, folks. If it's not for love, there's nothing. And the love that God has for us is beyond all measure. Some of us, I believe, can experience that on this level. I know I have. And it's wounding in a good way. So let's get right to it and let's just read. This is from page 11. Excuse me. Then said Almitra, "Speak to us of love." And he raised his head and looked upon the people, and there fell a stillness upon them. And with a great voice he said, When love beckons to you, follow him. Though his ways are hard and steep, and when his wings enfold you, yield to him. Though the sword hidden among his pinions may wound you, and when he speaks to you, believe in him. Though his voice may shatter your dreams as the north wind lays waste the garden. For even as love crowns you, so shall he crucify you. Even as he is for your growth, so is he for your pruning. Even as he ascends to your height and caresses your tenderest branches that quiver in the sun, so shall he descend to your roots and shake them in the clinging to the earth. Profound. Love is, that song, a many splendored thing. But true love includes chastisement. True love includes Christian rebuke if needed. It's more than sensuality. When two people experience such love, it is profound beyond all measure. And I think that we should all experience such love. And for those of us who are truly blessed, they'll experience it all the days of their lives. And it will continue on into the next life, where there will be way more profound and way more cosmic and way more all-encompassing for all of creation, not just for the beloved. So, why do I say this? Well, personal reasons, but also because I see a lack of love all over the world. What I see is a lot of negativity. Recently there's been a spate of suicides, which are disheartening. And one of the suicidees was quite a negative person, if you ask me. And seeing on my Facebook page, which I keep on wanting to take down because you talk about negativity, the hatred, the seething hatred that I see by those on the left really is most disheartening. And if you're a contentious person like me, you naturally get your Irish up, so to speak. And you think, well, I'm going to get in the fight and really just knock you back. And that's not right. Part of having a lover, a beloved, who is a Christian and who loves you, And this is not sexual, by the way, necessarily. So please understand that. You know, the ancient Greeks had this idea of phileo, or companionship, the intense bond that two men experience for each other. Okay. Then there's agape, and then there's storge. Okay. C.S. Lewis wrote about the four loves. Eros encompasses them, all of them, I believe, true Eros. But one of the good things about being loved by people, special people, is that they can rebuke you and they can bring you back from the brink and say, hey, you know, don't go down that route. And that's what I'm talking about here when I talk about the negativity. Because this negativity that is being spewed forth is very, very horrible. And it comes back on the person who is spewing it. And may we never be that person. Myself personally, you, everybody who watches this vlog, everybody who reads this blog. This is what I mean when I say we need to love each other. Okay? Along those lines, I just want to read something really quick that just came over to me. Mike Pence, who I've always said is a very fine man, is taking the bull by the horns, and he's going to demand that the USAID monies that are being allocated for the Christians in Iraq and the Yazidis be given over to them. It seems like there's a log jam, the typical bureaucratic nonsense that always goes on. I'll read you the headline. Pence demands USAID breakthrough bureaucratic gridlock to help Iraqi Christians Yazidis. VP incensed over agency delays to deny funds and will not tolerate bureaucratic delays. This is huge on many levels. But for me, this is significant because Mike Pence is an evangelical Christian, and those who have studied evangelical Christians know them to be fine people of stalwart character and all that. But when it comes to old world Christianity, when it comes to high church Christianity, they have a very suspicious eye. A lot of this goes back to, 400 years of anti-popery. Okay, and if they don't like the Pope and the Catholics, then they like Orthodox Christians and Armenians and Syriacs even less. And this is significant because I was warned during the election that if Pence got in, that, Christian Zionism would go full hog, and the ancient Christian communities of the Middle East would be extinct, and it was all part of a plan. Well, something happened. I'd like to think that the Holy Spirit has enthused Vice President Pence to think differently. Let's hope that that is indeed the case. Anyway, along those lines, I want to wish you all a good weekend, a good week. Think about what I said about love. And that's what I mean when I say let's love one another. So, on that line, Pax Vobiscum, let's try to love one another, people. Really, I mean it. Let's try to love one another. And adios.